It didn't take long for queasy, nervous stomachs to surface. The Tacoma Stars were the first team in history to have 4 70-point scorers. This team had the stuff of dynasties. They were supposed to be here. They could take things for granted. Unfortunately, the Sidekicks listened to the talk. And after the first 2 games, their fairy tale ending was in shambles. Tacoma had routed them in the first game 10-4. The second game was not much more optimistic, with the Kicks losing 7-4. And a humble Dallas team returned to reunion, reminded that no team in the league's history had ever come back after losing the first 2 games.
The atmosphere after the first 2 games, as far as Tacoma, I felt, was they were on their way. You know, this could be a 4-0 series for them. Because they had played very, very well. They'd gained 2 reasonably easy victories. So, you know, we really hadn't done too much in those first 2 games. And consequently, I think they felt, hey, this is, you know, we're good, and they're not so good. They've been overachieving all season. The bubbles burst. We're going to win 4-0.
That's the moment, you know, Tacoma realized, say, they are the champion, you know, Tacoma are the champion, because they have a press conference here. They come down, and now everything turned around. You know, they really are the favors. They want to even give us excuse to tell our fans why we're losing the championship. You know, so the attitude was great, because that's where we want Tacoma to feel. Because the moment Tacoma felt like they are the champions, that's the moment we took charge.
June 13th was sold out at Reunion, and fans saw a different-looking club in the Sidekicks. Tattoo took charge in the third quarter, and he never let up.
Trying to settle with 5 seconds. 4, 3. Cuts to his left, lets it go. Score! 1 second to go in the quarter. Unbelievable for Tattoo, but he's done it all year.
His goal gave the Kicks the lead at 3-2. After the teams traded goals, Tacoma sent in a 6th attacker.
So super power play, 6 against 4. Davis to Ralph Black, left side. Black again. Into the corner, Preki Jungle, blocked in front of his own player, rebound block. Poked away, Uremovich with a great play. Tough break for Tacoma. The Jungle shot looked like it was going in, but it hit off heel. Blocked by Smith, he sends it long. It's looking good. Black after it, it's a goal!
Tacoma was stunned. This was to have been a cakewalk, and now the Stars had been embarrassed. Reaching for anything, Coach Alan Hinton fueled a controversy claiming Tattoo was diving to draw fouls.
That's sort of sad, because you're professional, and when you're professional, you must, you know, keep going in one way, and you don't say anything bad against the other players, okay? And I think that's really unprofessional, and that hurts a lot, because you try to do a lot for the game here, for the franchise. You work so hard, you know, and some people, some players just involved in the game to win. They don't care what happens in the future, and that's what hurts.
Coaches play games. You know, it's our job to play games sometimes. We have to do what we think is right by our team, by our fans, and to get to say and do whatever we believe is going to be the best for our team. And Alan Hinton, of course, was saying some things like that. He was trying to bring attention to perhaps something that he might gain a benefit from in the forthcoming games, because referees are human beings. They read newspapers, they see TV shows, and so there was a little bit of gamesmanship there, but it was friendly gamesmanship.
Game 4 was close, and Tattoo did more than draw fouls. The Kicks won 6-5, and amazingly, the series was tied at 2. Even cynics had to be impressed at this point, but the Sidekicks weren't impressed yet.
We hadn't really played our best soccer. We didn't play bad, but we were taking a lot of silly fouls that were adding up to that sixth foul. And you know, their power play is the best in the league, and we found that out in a hurry.
And that was the difference. There were games that were won purely on power plays. They converted theirs, they were awesome, and we didn't convert ours, and that made the difference.
A record crowd was on hand in Tacoma for Game 5. Dallas never led, as 3 of 4 penalties would turn into power play goals for the Stars. The final showed 5-3 Tacoma. Once again, the Sidekicks were on the brink of elimination, but Game 6 was in Dallas.
I think everybody was saying, "Oh God, you know, I don't know if it's more energy left to work, you know." But finally, we got some energy.
We had a serious practice and a real serious team meeting, and the major point of that meeting was to not take silly fouls, especially in the offensive zone when there's no danger of them scoring at all. And we did limit those silly fouls, and we limited the 2-minute penalties, and you know, we realized that 5 against 5 we could beat them.
I think deep down we knew it, we had to win, but we didn't talk about that, we didn't emphasize that. We talked about victory and the 7th game.
Well, this is the 5th sellout in the MISL playoffs this year. 3 of them in the arena of a team that was so sick financially last year that its death notice had been prepared.
The Believers came out on June 18th. It may have been asking too much for the complete miracle, but it was enough to celebrate these Sidekicks. David and Goliath, Cinderella, sports writers were running out of cliches, and what happened this night is truly worth remembering. The Sidekicks struck first on a Doc Lawson goal.
Sidekicks seem to have settled down a little bit.
Milano goes right around Gray. Leave it for Milano. It's in front. It goes to the boards for Smith. Loose in there. Milano and Smith get after it. Digging. It comes up the board. Down goes a Stars player. Lawson has it. It's in. It's in.
What a rocket shot by Lawson.
Doc Lawson.
Dowler never even moved. Dowler had the best view of that in the arena. What a view he had of it.
The Stars fought back to lead 2-1. Then late in the first half, the Stars had a power play, but this time, the defenders took charge.
There's Jungle. Stop. Smith. Try to kill a little time. He makes the run. Good job, Smith. Redwanski on the run, short-handed the other way. Stops, tries to save a little time. Smith's going to wind up. No, he isn't. He tries to thread it through. You're out of it, Smith. Short-handed goal. A short-handed goal
by Kevin Smith. What a tremendous play. What a tremendous series of passes there by the Sidekicks.
At the very point where Dallas looked like it was about to need mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, out of nowhere come Redwanski, Jeremovich, and Smith to create a goal.
Kevin Smith and Mike Jeremovich just made a super play up the field, and instead of being down 3-1 at halftime, it was 2-2, and the reunion rowdies were just going nuts. And you know, it was a tie game, but we had the momentum coming into the third quarter, and that really helped us a lot.
For the first time in the series, Tacoma was held scoreless in the third quarter. By the fourth quarter, the Sidekicks clearly had the momentum, and Tattoo put Dallas on top.
Milano, 3-on-3.
Tattoo.
On the wing, comes to his right foot and fires it in! Tattoo!
Well, you see, you got Waters on Tattoo. No way, Jose. No Waters gonna stop Tattoo.
But Tacoma came back. 40 seconds after Tattoo's goal, Preki scored. Tattoo answered 50 seconds later.
Boy, and look at the pressure Tacoma puts on Gray. Out there in the face, Tattoo with a fine run. It's in! Tattoo! A one-man gang scores again!
Well, he's a one-man wrecking crew.
As time wore down, the game looked well in hand. Then, with less than a minute to go, Steve Zungel shocked everyone.
Davis, Brecky, across, Zungel, it's in! It's in! 40 seconds to go, and the Lord of all indoors has struck again.
That was devastating at that moment to us as players and to our fans, because it was there. We had won the game, 40 seconds to go.
And it looks like we're going to work overtime tonight in Reunion Arena.
Throughout the team, we were very frustrated that we couldn't put this team away. You know, it deflated us going into overtime, but the fans picked us right back up, you know, where we left off.
Overtime was serious sudden death. A Tacoma goal would end the season. The trophy was standing by. Overtime one came and went. The second overtime started, and then it was learned the game was the longest in playoff history. The season had stretched to 218 days. Both teams were on the edge of collapse.
I honestly think that there were fans who, as into the game as they were, I don't think they realised the reaction of each player on both teams, of what they were going through, the pressure that they were under to maintain a tremendously high level of performance, physically and more importantly mentally as a team, that they couldn't afford to make an individual mistake because it was curtains.
9 minutes passed, and an exhausted crowd had yet another chance to scream.
Zungel with a rebound. It's loose in there. Juremovic, nice.
Zungel wanted a penalty. Don't think they're going to end this game on a penalty at this stage.
There's the run. Carpin's got it. Can he get the shot off? He fakes it. He's in. He's got it.
And this place goes crazy. What a goal by Carpin. What a goal by Carpin.
That was just the greatest feeling in the world. It won't be matched in my career, I don't think. To play in front of a packed house in the MISL-Championship series is, you know, quite an honor. And then, you know, to score a big goal, you know, in double overtime in front of, you know, all your fans and friends was just tremendous. And it was a great feeling, and it was one that didn't shrug off till after Game 7, and I think it got me going and got everyone going for Game 7.
When Mark scored the goal, the only thing I could think was off to Tacoma the following morning, 6 o'clock.
We took more from Tacoma than from us, because we couldn't turn around in 2 days. We were ready to Game 7. And Tacoma, not really, because they have players around 30, 31, 32, even a little higher than that. So the average age in Tacoma was higher than Dallas. So overall, I think we have a better, that, you know, tying the game and going double overtime helped more Dallas than Tacoma.
In all honesty, at that moment, very soon after that moment, the joy of the victory, I knew we were going to win the championship.
I have to mention something unusual that happened after Game 6. I was driving home with my wife, and I looked up, I had my roof open, and I looked up into the sky, and I saw a falling star. And I reached over to my wife and I said, listen, a miracle is going to happen in Tacoma for Game 7. I don't know what it is, but I've got the message. There is going to be a miracle.